Alaska, the last frontier. The mighty landscapes and remote wilderness call to explorers and adventurers alike.
Ready for the greatest adventure of our lives!
Yeah, we're ready for a big one.
The world's top endurance athletes have come to Alaska to test their abilities against each other and the wild.
In this type of terrain, things go bad really fast.
Had a asthma attack up there.
Marco fell into a crevasse.
Ruthless terrain and unpredictable weather
This all blew in about 5 minutes.
will challenge those who dare to compete. 350 miles of brutal rivers and dangerous mountains will test competitors in the adventure of a lifetime.
In this style race, finishing as a team is truly winning.
This is the most demanding race in the world. This is Expedition Alaska. Over the past 35 years, adventure racing has grown into a worldwide phenomenon. A mixture of challenging sports, competitors must be physically strong and mentally tough.
The way I describe adventure racing to people who haven't heard it before is, first of all, the adventure of your life. It's a multidiscipline sport that can range from everything from ropes work to glacier travel.
We're racing along a rough course. There's no flagging, there's no signposts, there's nobody saying, oh, it's really that way.
Be prepared to be lost, be prepared to be frustrated, but in the end, when you cross the finish line, be prepared to have the best feeling you've ever had in your life.
Expedition Alaska is a 7-day adventure race through the Kenai Peninsula of Alaska. 20 teams will race non-stop, trekking, biking, kayaking, and packrafting through 350 miles of rugged wilderness. Athletes race to test the limits of human endurance and experience a once-in-a-lifetime adventure.
This is like the last frontier that we have. It's the crown jewel for everything that you think of when you think of the great outdoors or wilderness. I don't think there's any person in our country or the world that doesn't want to come here at some point in their life.
I think Expedition Alaska is going to be one incredible race. It's the real deal. It's going to be one of those races that's just going to punish the racers.
We really expect that this race is going to be as much about survival as it is about racing. People that win this race or end up on the podium are going to be the ones that actually make it to the end.
This race is going to be very rugged, not a lot of trails, not a lot of very clear routes. It's going to be very wide open and wild. I think that's what everybody's excited about. It's like, yeah, you could die out there. This is the real deal.
Widely experienced and highly competitive, Team Technu has mixed feelings about entering the race.
When we heard there's going to be an adventure race in Alaska, I was extremely excited.
Well, I personally had the opposite reaction as Mary. I said, there's no way. I want to go to the last frontier, Alaska, and freeze my butt off, get eaten by bears, get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Top teams like Technu know the importance of having established roles to increase their competitive advantage.
You have a lead navigator, and that's what Rob does for us. Then you generally have what people call mules, or the guys that are more responsible for carrying the extra weight, carrying the heavier gear, and that's what Garrett and I do a lot of. And Mary has tons of experience. She's also really good at the logistical side of things, and she's just as strong as the rest of us. We come out to push ourselves as hard as we can. Typically we end up near the top and hopefully on the top rung.
Expedition Alaska is now part of the World Series of Adventure Racing. That in itself notches up the race as a global competition.
Competitors travel from all over the world to compete for pride and a place on the podium. The winning team is guaranteed a spot in the Adventure Racing World Championship. Brazilian team Columbia Vitorade has traveled to Alaska with hopes of finishing in first place.
Our team is ranked number 1 in the world right now. We have finished the last 2 world champions in second place. Probably the most difficult part of this race will be the glacier travels. Personally, I haven't been in a glacier before. I've done a few trainings in mountains, but I feel very confident. We are here to win.
One of the cool things I think about racing in Alaska in the middle of the summer is you got the 24-hour daylight. Without the darkness, it's hard to calculate where you are, and you just keep racing through and you get so tired, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we didn't really sleep. It's going to take a lot of patience and experience out there to get through this course.
There are two divisions in adventure racing: elite teams, made up of 4 racers, and sport teams, consisting of 2 or 3 racers. Boom Boom Pow, the 2-person team in the sport division, is looking to challenge themselves.
Being a 2-person female team starts off being a little overwhelming.
The part that always scares you is that other teams have 4 people if their raft goes under and they have to save somebody, and it's just us 2 that can do that. So we feel like we take on a lot of responsibility for each other.
On the Glacier Point, we're teamed up with Team Orion from Wisconsin, another 2-person team, co-ed. We're the only 2-person teams, for safety reason we're together.
We've been working and doing our training together, and we're going to work as a team on the glacier.
We worked together very well today and had no problems with our training. We've never done more than 3-day races. This more than doubles our race, and it's just fun to progress up because we do pretty well.
This is by far our biggest adventure and obviously a very epic one, so our main goal is to finish.
Adventure racing is a tight-knit community where competitors from one race can become teammates in the next.
I've never raced with these guys. I raced against Alex once before. Their female injured her ankle, and so they needed a girl.
To race in the elite division, it's mandatory for teams like Equilibre to be co-ed.
I'm not as strong as I want to be right now, but I think mentally I can go strong and hopefully do well.
And learn French along the way.
And yeah, I'm working on my French.
We expect the race to be really tough. It's just about putting your head down and going through it. We're here to, fight it out with some of the best teams in the world.
Team Yoga Slackers, one of the top 10 teams in the United States, has a slight leg up with a home field advantage.
Chelsea grew up here, I went to high school here, and we know it's a pretty foreboding and wild place.
We've been a team for about 7 years, us 3, and then we brought Eric on about 2 years ago.
First and foremost, we do this sport for the adventure. We want to make a choice like the 4 of us are on an expedition. It makes it more fun to us. Some of our most scary moments and some of our best have been going off the beaten path and letting everybody else go one way and saying, let's see what it's like this way.
24 hours before the race, teams gather for a briefing and are provided with the course maps for the first time. There's no designated route for racers. It's up to them to carefully plan out each step from checkpoint to checkpoint.
I love getting the maps. We get the maps, it turns serious right there because you have limited time to get everything done.
In a world of Google Maps and like Siri telling you every which way to turn, it's really crazy to come back to this where we have to find our own way.
Years of experience has allowed Yoga Slackers to dial in their team chemistry, while others are still getting to know each other.
We are Southern Exposure. Terry, Carrie, and Rick, and Ron. I can't tell you a whole lot about them. I met them 2 days ago. We kind of communicated back and forth on the internet, and next thing I know, I'm here and I meet them a couple days ago, and we're good to go. The one thing that you worry about is the fear factor. Every step is a battle. Part of adventure racing is getting through that. We're going to push through as best that we can through as much of the course as we can possibly get through. And that might be, not a whole lot, but we're going to do our best.
"20 teams gather at Eklutna Lake, the start line of Expedition Alaska. The teams will run alongside the lake before hiking up 2,000 feet to Eklutna Glacier.
So the real excitement here is seeing the start line. And if you look up there and you can see those mountains up there, that's where we're going.
We are feeling quite nervous.
Mildly excited, mildly terrified. No idea what's coming.
We're ready to do this.
Trying to wrap my head around what we're about to do.
Ready for the greatest adventure of our lives!
Yeah, we're ready for a big one.
This is what we've been waiting for since I watched the first Eco Challenge in my living room when I was 16, right here, this moment.
3, 2, 1,
For the first major leg of the race, teams run alongside Eklutna Lake, which takes them to Eklutna Glacier. Once there, racers will traverse 30 miles of dangerous terrain in freezing temperatures.
Five miles down, 345 to go.
Some teams use a different approach, choosing to save their energy from the start. For those taking their time, a short trek can turn into a multi-hour ordeal.
We've only been hiking for 4.5 hours. Got our first really good look at the glacier. So there it is, way up there in the distance. Still got a long way to go to get there.
As faster teams get closer to the glacier, an unexpected challenge blocks their path. A turbulent glacier-fed river makes crossing a dangerous endeavor for every team. One of the first teams to tackle the rapids, Team Sorb draws on their military background to push through.
We're all members of the United States Army. There's a lot of things in the military that coincide with adventure racing. Some of the strengths I think that we're going to bring onto the race course is perseverance, our ability to continue to fight through the fight, no matter what.
All 4 people medically proficient, navigationally proficient, the intangible mental perseverance, emotional control, those kind of things that you learn as a soldier are very applicable in this situation.
We're going to push as hard as we can throughout the entire race, keeping each one of those segments, each piece of terrain as our short-term goal to get there as fast as we can, with the end in mind of finishing as best as we can.
I can't feel nothing. I was dry. Well, we had that till that's the crux right there. That rock got caught between my legs and pulled me and sucked me down, man. You all right? Cramp? He's 1 for 1. On the one river down there, he lost a water bottle. On this crossing, he lost a pole. Can't wait for the big rivers. Team 6 in the house. Let's go. Walk it out.
Team Naira, a group of race directors from New York, is having difficulty getting through the rapids.
You just have to be stubborn. You have to have a short memory and just keep walking. And being stubborn is a helpful tool, is a good trait to just keep persevering through whatever is being thrown at you.
Naira and their friends on Team Goals partner up for the river crossing.
Best way to attack this stuff is teamwork, and we're not big people, we're small people, so better to have more people. On our 3rd attempt we made it, so we basically had to go in there for 3 times the length. But we're across in one piece. Got it? You got it. Ah, shit! Cold! Good to you, man. Good work.
To reach Eklutna Glacier, teams must climb 2,000 feet of sharp cliffs and loose rock. Teknu and Yogoslackers are the first 2 teams on the glacier, with Sorb gearing up closely behind.
So right here we're at the base of the Eklutna Glacier. We just came up from the Eklutna Glacier Lake. Now we're going to head up over that there mountain. I think we'll be out on the glacier at least until the sun goes down here in Alaska.
How cold do you think it'll get up there? With the wind chill factor?
Teens, maybe 0 at the most.
Let's go.
Here, you move this.
Let's go.
This is badass. We just crossed about 40 crevasses. Sometimes we hit ones that were a little too big, had to turn around.
Crevasses are giant cracks in the ice, which make glacier trekking exceedingly risky. Cautious navigation is crucial, as some crevasses can be hidden by a layer of snow. This means teams must prioritize safety over speed.
You feel like you're getting behind, but it looks like we're doing all right. Don't see a whole lot of other teams.
Back at the river crossing, Everyday Adventure, a team comprised of a husband, wife, 14-year-old son, and their longtime friend, has a strategy that could help them early in the race.
We intend to travel with another team, Southern Exposure. These are a group of some of my dearest friends.
It really helped my decision in bringing my son along. At 14 years old and having never raced, knowing that we could go at an easier pace and enjoy it and really do our best. And I promised my son that I would not play mom if he would look at me as teammate.
I did my first race this year in Baton Rouge. It was just a 4-hour race. It gave me a little bit of an idea, but this is definitely going to be new to me.
I'm excited about all of it. I'm excited about the experience, but I'm even more excited about doing it with my family.
It is adventure racing, having to cross a river that's cold with a whole lot of gear, and it's scary because you don't want to get wiped away, and you spend as much time worrying about your teammates as you do worrying about yourself.
Attempting to help their teammates, Ron and Tim risked the swift rapids on their own. Shocked from nearly losing Ron, the team decides to find a safer place to cross.
Maybe a little shaky because I'm kind of shivery. The water is 32 degrees. It is a chunk of ice water. I ended up going for a whitewater swim. I was completely submerged. Took my feet right out from underneath me. The adventure race just became adventure.
As Ron and the two teams struggle with the rapids, the rest of the racers are already tackling the glacier.
We have been racing for like 5.5 hours now, and I have done things I've never done in an expedition race.
We're kind of really just taking it stage by stage at this point, not thinking about what comes next and just trying to get through each step as it goes.
All teams must use mandatory safety gear to cross the glacier: an ice axe for balance and safety, crampons to grip the ice, and a harness and ropes to connect teammates for security.
The first time ever I'm putting crampons on. Yeah, don't listen to this guy behind me. I'm pretending I'm a pro
Bruce,
putting these
there's
crampons
a left and
on.
a right.
I got him right.
You got the left and the
I
right?
got him right.
Okay.
We'll see how well this works.
Technu is the first team to make it to Checkpoint 1, a weather station located 5 miles into the glacier crossing. Teams are required to show proof that they reached the designated locations. They must take a photo at each checkpoint, most commonly referred to as a CP by the racers.
Now we're just heading to really the next CP, which is a hut up and above. I think the team's feeling pretty good. Got a little altitude under our belts now, and pushing on.
Still separated by a river, Everyday Adventure and Southern Exposure have a new plan to reunite the group.
Found another place that we're going to try to cross. We're going to try to make it halfway with a rope, throw it to them, come back to a good, what we feel like is a safe spot, and see if we can't get the rest of the team and get back together.
Halfway across the river, the two teams are overcome by exhaustion and the freezing water. Failing to conquer the river, Ron radios the race staff for help.
That sounds like a pretty wise decision, over.
We came back because we felt like we was going to get caught in the cold through the night in the wind, so we're going to go find a safe place to spend the night, and in the morning we'll proceed when we're dry and warm and ready to go.
Adventure!
As the two teams head back to the start line to regroup, Yoga Slackers are currently in 3rd place as they reach CP2, 12 miles into the glacier trek.
Team Yoga Slackers. Just got CP2. Got
Technu ahead. Big wave of teams behind us. We're trying to keep our pace. So far the race has been epic. Some class 4 scrambling. Some dicey moves on the glacier. Crossing crevasses and snow bridges. Just all kinds of fun.
We're following a bunch of bear tracks. Kind of crazy, but we're in a pretty beautiful area, but it's filled with crevasses everywhere, just underneath the snow. So the goal right now is to try and avoid those. We're gonna follow these bear tracks and look for a big hole right in the snow. And then we'll probably know that there's a crevasse there.
It's cold, 8:21, 3,600 feet. We're still trucking to the weather station. It's taking a lot longer to make it through the glacier. Ice is hard, but the conditions are pretty bad.
Racers have spent more than 12 hours hiking across a labyrinth of ice. As night falls and fatigue sets in, a team's worst nightmare takes hold.
We're okay, guys. We're gonna get him out.
We're gonna get him out.
We've got a whole second rope. You guys hold him.
We need to be anchored somehow. Yeah. So either you guys have to anchor us, or we have to put in a picket.
Here, no, we put in 2 ice axes.
Okay, we will.
Marco fell into a crevasse, and he took a big fall down.
Faced with freezing temperatures and an injured athlete, the teams must work quickly.
Okay, you're set? You're okay? Yeah. Okay, stay tight. Marco, we're gonna lower you a tiny bit. Let it move onto this anchor. Yep, keep coming. Slowly. Okay, hold on.
Hang in there, Marco.
Okay.
I need slack. Okay, go.
Due to an injury, Marco is unable to help pull himself out. The teams create an anchor and pulley system using ice axes, rope, and their own collective strength to hoist him out of the deep crevasse.
Slack.
Really quick.
Mike, do you want to step on?
Move the back up down, Dan.
Under the rope.
Yep.
Makes sense?
I don't know if I want to. I might knock it off.
No, we're all fine.
Good.
Don't mess with it. He just moved
ready?
the back up down.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Watch your throat, man.
You're doing great, buddy.
Yep.
He's coming up well.
Resetting. Let go.
Hang loose, buddy. Hang loose. We got you, Marco. Hang on.
Marco, just hang out. We're gonna get you all the way up.
You okay, Marco?
You guys good?
Resetting.
Go.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2.
No, stop. Well, we can get him out. All right, I'm going to pull on your harness. Okay. His arm. Okay. Can I lift you by your shoulders? No. Okay. Just pull him back with the harness some more, guys.
I don't know if my shoulder is too out of place. It's hurting so bad.
Okay. You probably have a dislocated shoulder.
Okay, let's
My arm down.
You are a badass, buddy.
It was quite a rescue, and everybody did great.
Trying to put his shoulder back where it belongs, because otherwise he's in for 8 hours of pain.
This is the hole that he punched through, right? It keeps going for quite a ways. I don't want to get in closer. He was about 15 or 20 feet down there. This crack just keeps going down. You can see the snow. Dan, we're giving you like a minute.
Okay.
Because we gotta, otherwise we're gonna have more problems.
Are we ready to go?
It's getting colder.
If my arm gets back in place, I'm sure the pain. You go away like right away.
Just easy, buddy. Easy. Tell me to back off and I'll back off. That's fine. Too far. So if I go too fast, that's bad. So I want you to tell me if I go too fast. I'm trying to do it as slow as I can.
His shoulder's out, he's in a lot of pain, and we're all kind of nearly hypothermic. So we're gonna head up to the hut. There's a hut about a mile that way, and we're gonna reassess from there. It's been a little more epic than we imagined here. You're gonna be okay, man?
All right, guys.
Okay, let's get moving.
Day 2, 719, just over 5,000 feet. Descending yet another glacier. See what's next for Alaska.
That was the longest glacier travel I've done in 13 years of adventure racing. It was pretty epic.
We had an interesting crevasse rescue. After making it
like
almost all the way
39.9 miles, we fell in.
I was wedged in between the ice and the snowbank. They all arrested when we called falling, self-arrested. It was pretty dang scary. Ron came over without an issue, gave me a hand. As soon as I could get up a little more, started ice axing the way out and took a picture, and then we were on our way.
Now we kind of ran out into issues of our own, and actually Chelsea's not feeling good at all since last night.
Oh, I had a asthma attack up there in the cold, and slowed us down really bad. And so anytime I get going a little faster, it picks up again. Anyways, so slowing the guys down a lot, which is kind of a huge bummer.
At some point you're weak and you need the help of your partner, and at others it's your partners that are weak and they need you. But it's the first day, you know, still have 6 days. So a lot of things could change, and we'll fight hard till the end.
Technu is the first team to arrive at Transition Area 1. At transition areas, teams have a chance to change clothes, catch up on sleep, and restock their packs. Mandatory gear that must be with racers at all times includes a satellite phone for emergencies, first aid kit for injuries, multiple layers of clothing for varying temperatures, and food and water for each section of the course.
We've been in our mountaineering boots for way too long, because these are not made to be off snow and ice.
My feet are a little sore, but getting in normal shoes will definitely help me.
Al's feet are hurting pretty bad right now. The mountaineering boots are just made with like solid, rigid soles, so you can't flex your foot. So he had to take his shoes off half the way back to the TA. We're going to get a little food in our system and then sleep for probably about 2 hours. We want to make sure when we go out for the next 24-hour trek that we have some smart minds instead of dull fuzzy ones.
45 minutes behind Technu, Yoga Slackers are the second team to arrive at TA1 after a dangerous and demanding first day.
It's an amazing course and really, really serious. I mean, it's only been 24 hours. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for everybody to make it through that section, because it's not easy.
You're all right, buddy. We're going to get you out.
After 6 hours of hiking on the glacier, Yoga Slackers helped rescue Marco of Columbia Veterate.
When you're out there and it becomes more of like survival rather than a race, then yes, you help each other out for sure.
For us, it was no question. You know, we just all had to work together to make it so he can come back and beat us some other day.
We are going on a packrafting and trekking leg, which will involve bushwhacking, potentially horrible bushwhacking.
The Alaskan wilderness is covered in dense forest. As teams navigate, they're often met with the challenge of bushwhacking, or breaking through substantial bush to create a path.
The hard part about this race is staying motivated. You use up motivation just like you use up anything else, and so you got to get more. And the only way I know of doing that is sleep. We're gonna switch all our gear and then crash out in a tent for 2 hours.
While the top teams rest at TA1, Columbia Veterade has spent the night tending to their injured teammate.
When he fell into the crevasse, it was probably a reflex or something. He just moved and his shoulder went totally off. He was into a lot of pain last night.
Unable to finish the glacier trek on his own power, the team made the tough decision to call for a medical evacuation.
Considering everything and how sketchy the whole terrain was, I think we were pretty lucky. We were lucky that it was an arm, not a leg, that these guys were around, and even like to get a helicopter up here to rescue him. We'll see if they let us keep going. Could be fun.
While Columbia Veterade navigates towards TA1 to figure out the future of the race, Boom Boom Pow and Orion are still powering across the glacier.
We're over a day into the race, and we've been doing the glacier thing, and it's just been a boatload of climbing with very heavy packs. We've got 2 checkpoints, and we got another 6 hours to get our third. And now we're going to be ascending up right over there.
Well, let's look. What do you girls think of the race so far? It's freaking hard. This ain't Nebraska, is it?
Back at the first transition area, Equilibre arrives in 4th place after pushing through a medical issue.
What's that? Are you dealing with like an asthma attack right now? Okay. Do you not have anything with you?
I do, but I'm just not cutting it. We were doing really good until like the last climb out of the glacier, and then I got the asthma attack, and so each action is very aerobically costly. It's just slow going when you're feeling like that. I've never not finished a race, and I'm used to doing well in races, so that's even harder. And then the most hard is that they asked me to come and I can't really fulfill the slot they needed. It's disappointing.
Based on the medic's advice, Chelsea decides to end her race, as the rest of the team considers continuing unranked without her. Members of Team Rogue are excited to reunite with their children after the treacherous first leg of the race.
But I'm pretty glad that both myself and his dad are back off those glaciers. They were pretty scary last night.
Catherine's husband, Rob, was first to pass through TA1 with Team Technu.
We've all got kids under the age of 10, but just even getting to the races, just a real juggle between family time and training as well.
It's always hard to leave again, but he's pretty happy. He seems to be having a good time, and we'll see him again tomorrow, hopefully.
After 3 hours of sleep, yoga slackers are packing up as Jason reflects on a terrifying moment coming off the glacier.
The scariest moment for me was on the way down off the glacier when we got to a really narrow gully with the idea of glissading, where you hold your ice axe and you go really fast and cover distance. And then I realized that the whole thing, as they often are, is melting out from the bottom with a giant waterfall running underneath it. And I just broke through at the bottom.
Look around, flip! Flip!
And fell about 10 feet down into this hole underneath the snow with rushing water everywhere. I landed on my back on a boulder, and then the water kept pushing me, and then it flipped me over, and I went down backwards. And they were just like, it was just a 45-degree waterfall with all these big drops and tears, and I was just spinning around, getting dropped, slammed into the rocks. My ice axe, I had dropped it when I tumbled, and I was still sitting there, like on the side, and so I was able to grab it. And I don't know how it stopped right where I did. I was able to grab it and reach up and hit it into the snow that was up above my head, and use that to then climb out the chasm. I was really badly shaken, everybody was, because they thought I was gone. It's probably my scariest moment ever adventure racing. And that was day 1. We got 5 more to go.
As yoga slackers push forward, an emergency call from Team Moose Whisperers sends the rescue crew back to the glacier to search for the missing team as they struggled to recover from an alarming crevasse fall and severe hypothermia.
Some people, they go on vacation to watch a little TV or hang out at the beach, and our vacation is trying to survive getting out of a hole on a glacier.
We're clipping along at a pretty good pace until literally about 2 o'clock last night, and then it all changed. I remember at one point I turned my head and I looked down our rope line and I saw Mike.
It was just surreal that you were One day sitting in front of a computer, the next thing you know, you're holding on to a tight rope and asking your buddies, don't let me go.
Mike just got so cold from being so wet and everything that he was really dealing with a lot of hypothermia.
And I was like, I just can't do it anymore. And I had to jump up and down and just put every piece of clothing that I had on to try to do anything, to try to warm up, but you just couldn't get it done.
When we got up to the hill that went up to CP2, Mike just basically said, there's just no way. So we came down and just pitched a tent, called Dave and said, I think this is the end of our road. You could be close to death, you know, I mean, really, literally. I mean,
it was bad. It was really bad. It makes you appreciate warm beds in Idaho, but they're 106 degrees right now.
And good friends that save you.
Yeah, you did, man. Appreciate it.
Despite fatigue, lead teams push forward to reach 20 Mile River and begin pack rafting.
I'm exhausted. We've been on our feet for the past 30 hours. Looking forward to getting in the pack rafts down here, checking out some icebergs on some mountain lakes. Never been on an iceberg before. That's the next checkpoint.
Team Yoga Slackers. Chelsea's setting a bomb pace. All of our legs feel super fatigued, but it's the way it is. So far this leg has been absolutely beautiful. So we'll see where the Sufferfest comes in. So we're dropping into our first pack raft leg. We can see 20 Mile. We made it to the river. Looks like we can just keep traversing on the edge until we want to go in.
Mandatory gear for pack rafting consists of paddles and inflatable rafts to navigate the swift rivers, as well as dry suits and personal flotation devices to protect racers from the freezing waters. Trying to alleviate some weight, Yoga Slackers left 2 pack rafts behind. Forgetting to take their backpacks into account, they must now fit 4 racers and gear into 2 small boats.
This was not the best idea we've ever had. This was definitely not the best idea we've ever had. But we're making it work. Totally making it work. Hey, there's a big eddy line. Big eddy line.
Pack rafting, a sport born in the remote rivers of Alaska, gives athletes and explorers the ability to traverse a variety of terrain with lightweight equipment. Teams still coming off the glacier are dealing with difficult navigation, physical exertion, and lack of sleep, which can lead to unexpected tension between teammates.
You could have nabbed wrong here and it wouldn't have been Greg's fault if you'd have taken the green line. Well, of course so. But it wouldn't, according to them, it wouldn't have been your fault. That's what they just said. Of course, if I took the green line, it was totally my fault because I didn't nav right. I didn't do this right. So, I mean, I'm just wondering why it's like 3 against 1 here. Well, I'm glad you 3 get along. Just be their teammate, really. But you're not supporting me at all.
I don't see it as choosing sides. I'm a peacemaker.
This is not making peace. This is making a ton of conflict in our race between the 2 of us. If you want to make peace with 2 people you don't even know, that's fine. It's been them first. You feel responsibility for them, but nothing for me. It's time to go. It's been a wonderful day.
Back at TA1, teams are still arriving battered and bruised from the glacier.
The glacier was pretty full on. It was definitely more full on than we were expecting in terms of crevasses. Didn't see anyone get hurt, but I did nearly die. Yes. There was some scree as we were coming off the snow. As I walked across it, I just lost all my gripping and just slid. I just landed on this massive pile of rocks.
I'm sure you've heard this from other teams before, but that single leg was harder than whole week-long adventure races we've done in the past. And I got a heat stroke, which sounds silly since I was up on a freezing glacier, but seems to have messed up my temperature regulation.
Got frostbite from walking in the snow. We looked at it and it had like white spots on the feet, so we had to make a pit stop at the hut up there.
Unable to cross the first obstacle of the race, Southern Exposure, an everyday adventure, took a different route to reach TA1.
The first leg was not what we expected. We were hoping to get on the glacier and all that, but we couldn't get across the river.
So we made the decision to come out and go an alternate route.
Just had to go around and come up through a valley that took us 50 miles of hiking over 2 days, and exhausting and a lot of pain on feet. And it was a journey.
Yeah, just need to dry my dogs out. So I have blister and then the Grand Canyon. I lube my feet, kind of make them waterproof, and then just put this on there for padding, and then just start trekking, right? And it'll hurt at first, and then it'll swell up, and then you just block the pain out.
As athletes at TA1 prepare for the next section of the race, lead teams are dealing with severe weather on a mountain range north of Whittier.
We're on top of the mountain right now, trying to figure out the best way up to the pass. As you can see, it's a whiteout. Not a good day to be adventuring over the pass.
As Technu continues to navigate the whiteout, Rogue takes a different approach by setting up camp and waiting out the weather.
Whiteout conditions, the night begins.
This all blew in about 5 minutes.
We've got like 2,000 feet to descend, and we can't see more than 50 or 60 feet down. So it's gonna be crazy, super crazy.
As day 3 of Expedition Alaska comes to an end, racers are blinded from the whiteout, risking their own safety by continuing through the mountain range. Yoga slackers make it over the top of a mountain range north of Whittier and pause to deal with a painful medical issue.
We just spent the night somewhere up in there last night, up in the clouds. Dan's still hurting. He's got some IT band syndrome going on. It's super debilitating, so he's having to stop and stretch every once in a while. We're on our way to the river. It's been a rough leg. He's moving at about 1/10 his normal pace, and has been for a while. So we're just trying to get down to that river, and hopefully somehow get some mojo back. Let's get up, Dan. Time to go. You got it.
Yoga slackers must now descend another 3,000 feet to the delta below, where they will then pack raft another 15 miles to reach TA2. Further behind yoga slackers, North Zealand is having a little fun pushing through the dense brush to get to checkpoint 7.
We are in the middle of nowhere, bushwhacking around. We must be the first humans been here. Yeah. No one has ever been here. Yeah. Let's track down where. What? A shoe?
In the wilderness.
In the wilderness.
What's going on?
What's going on? It must be a bear shoe. So we have now been bushwhacking for 5 hours in a dense forest like this, and then finally we found the water. How amazing is that one? That's a glacier! We are on a glacier lake! Wow! A floating iceberg! Let's go have a look at that one!
Checkpoint 7 is an iceberg on Carmen Lake. Teams must take a photo on the floating ice before continuing on in the race.
Corpus up on the iceberg.
Now we're gonna head checkpoint 8. and over that pass. In the Whittier.
Sorb heads to checkpoint 8, while lead teams are making their way towards Whittier into the second transition area of the race. Technu is the first team to reach TA2 and reflect on new experiences in the Alaskan wilderness.
I've never pack rafted before, so that was unique, and we went on this one lake that had icebergs floating in it, which was pretty wild. I had never seen an iceberg before, and we got right up on one, which was cool. That was the checkpoint. So if you see over here, we were basically traversing mountainsides like this, which is fine. When you're up in there, it doesn't seem so scary. But then we'd come to one of these waterfalls, and those were really difficult to cross. We probably should use some sleep, but since we're already like wet and ready to paddle, we're just gonna bang out this paddle hopefully, and then get a big sleep after the paddle.
Two hours after Technu starts the 34-mile kayak leg, Yoga Slackers are the second team to arrive at Transition Area 2.
We just spent an amazing night or two, more than we thought, in the mountains. Dan's got a pretty bad foot fungus. It's eating away one of the bottom of his feet, and he also has either really severe IT band syndrome or something that is crippling pain in his knee. One is on the right, one is on the left, so he's kind of this like giant limping machine. So when he's not on pain meds, his speed drops to like 1 mile an hour.
How's your knee?
It sucks, but I can make it work for flat and gentle things. And the sole of this foot does not work anymore, so I have to use the front part of it.
So we're gonna see if we can get to the paddle, give it 8 hours or so while we paddle to rest, and then see what happens when we get back. It's kind of like one step at a time right now.
Yoga Slackers head out to the kayak section as Rogue reaches TA2. After a long day of difficult navigation, they're relieved to reach the shore.
There was a glacier, and we couldn't work out how to cross the glacier, so we camped out there for the night, and then went across this morning.
This is one of those courses where if you didn't have the right route, then it was just dangerous, just simply dangerous. So we just spent our time making sure we had the right route through. And I wouldn't change any decisions we made.
We've seen some parts of Alaska now. And all I can think about, we haven't really ate all day, so food is first priority, I think.
Back in the deep forest, Goals is attempting to bushwhack their way to checkpoint 8.
We are trekking from the lake checkpoint with the ice. Sorry, my brain's a little fried. We're 3 days in. We are trekking from the iceberg checkpoint to the next lake, which is CP8, and mostly I'm following him. And he is hopefully finding us a good route to get there. It's funny because it doesn't get dark. It took me until like 2 or 3 o'clock this morning to realize that we were not still on the first day of the race. So we were on like the morning of day 3, and I still had it in my head that we were going for day 1. And then once I realized it, I got exhausted. But it was kind of nice. There's like 2 hours of dusk, and that's when your head goes, in crazy directions, and then the sun comes up again, and you're back in the game.
Further ahead in Passage Canal, Yoga Slackers is enjoying some time off their feet.
So we got our dance party going on. Chelsea's rocking the music. It kind of doesn't feel like we've been racing for 70 hours.
There are 5 checkpoints located around Passage Canal that each team must find. After 2 hours kayaking, Yoga Slackers have found checkpoint 11.
The dry suit waddle. Got it. Cool, let's go. So we've just picked up this point right there. I know it's hard to see on this map. We've got to go across the bay and then from there all the way back. So we're kind of on a time crunch, but only 3 teams have made it into this paddle. So we're excited to be here. Now we just got to keep pushing hard to make the rest of the cutoffs. It's a brutal race still ahead.
My feet are not doing too well, but I'm doing my best to make them better. This is the driest cockpit I think I've ever paddled in, and I've got a spray can of antifungal stuff that I'm applying every half hour.
And screaming.
And screaming because it's super painful. I think we're about halfway done. We've got 2 more checkpoints to get, and then it's on to our feet again. And I just have to keep suffering more.
Technu, the first team to arrive at Transition Area 3, found an entertaining way to keep themselves awake while kayaking.
We paddled in this bay, and we kept each other awake by singing songs.
You know, a little Sir Mix-a-Lot, little Dixie Chicks, Beatles, some stuff I just made up, stuff Kyle made up. You know, whatever we can do to keep our mind going.
Nobody else has come in yet?
Nope.
Wow.
I expected a couple teams to have finished the last leg, so that means we have like a 7-hour lead, which is pretty nice because now we're going to sleep for 3 hours.
Trying to reach Transition Area 2, difficult terrain has Sorb being creative and working smarter.
Traveling technique. Always find the path of least resistance. Whether you're in the water or just a little sliver next to it. It really helps with your pace. And another way to get stuff down the river. Just let it take itself down the river, right, Josh? Path of least resistance.
"72 hours into the race, teams are starting to make sacrifices to stay ahead. With only 10 hours of sleep in 3 days, Technu leaves TA3 pushing through physical and mental fatigue to keep their lead. 6 hours later, yoga slackers kayak in and are concerned for Dan's health.
Dan's got a pretty intense fungus or something on his foot. The last bit of the trek into here was really hard for him.
My feet have some kind of, we assume, fungal infection that is eating away perfectly useful bits of my foot, and that's painful. So the recommendation is basically to scrub the feet and remove all of the half alive and dead stuff. If it is not brought under control, it will consume my foot and I won't be able to walk.
No, it's all good. I'm just doing my best not to kick you.
After suffering 48 hours in the mountain range, Sorb is on the final stretch into TA2.
It's been beautiful, but absolutely brutal.
It's just been pouring down rain, bushwhacking for 2 days. We spent, I think, 4 hours at the top of a ridgeline, waiting for the wind to die down a little bit. It was just too windy to get down the ridge, getting blown off the side of the mountain.
It beat us down, beat us hard, and took us exactly double the length that we planned. Planned on 24 hours, and I think it took us 48. We had some serious gear issues and medical issues. Some of these issues, but pulled together as a team and got off that mountain from hell.
Only a handful of teams will attempt the full race course. Athletes who know they cannot reach every checkpoint have the option to skip and choose sections of the race in order to reach the finish line on time. Some teams, like Orion or Traces of Nuts, decided to skip ahead and find themselves in Turnagain Arm, nearing the highly anticipated Whitewater section.
So here we are, day 4 is it?
I think.
X-Pac, Alaska, bushwhacking through thick brush, and guess who's laying on the ground, falling over, laying there, full packs, pack rafts, trying to bushwhack, not going well, unhappy campers. We're abandoning our route, heading back to the river. We're going to try another way.
How can bear and moose even exist in this stuff? Ouch. Ouch. That hurts. Ouch. It hurts. Hey, we were here. Looks familiar, Greg. Are we walking in circles? Yeah. This is the second circle. Take a breath. Take a breather. How do we go from being giddy about life to being stuck in a swamp to our knees in an hour? We'll be trying for 10 hours to get to this CP.
We tried 3 different routes, options to try to attack this checkpoint, and they're all just too costly for time and energy. After like 2 hours, we just quit and let them go and moved on in the course. It's always a hard decision to make, but it's the right decision. If we've learned one thing in 4 days, never bushwhack in Alaska.
It's now July 1st. It's around like 5 o'clock. We're doing the big 55-mile trek. Everyone's feeling pretty strong. We're gonna keep going and try and work out some of the swelling in all of our extremities. Hopefully that happens. Right now, it's the first time we've seen sun in 2 days, 3 days since the race start, and it is hot. Shit, what'd you do?
Punctured myself on a branch.
I think Rob tried to somehow reduce the swelling in his hand by just popping it on a thorn. So, definitely lost some blood.
"5 hours after Technu locates CP19, Traces of Nuts has taken to the highway in hopes of easing their journey.
We're supposed to be in this bush bashing, and we've decided we're over bush bashing.
Just so refreshing to go on the road and be able to make some ground instead of like 3 hours to do 1K.
Ollie, highlight of the day.
Highlight of the day. Hot water from the guy at the tourist office, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mel, highlight.
Highlight was probably getting onto the Packrafts and going through that massive river. That was pretty cool. Biggest body of water I've ever been on.
Teams pack raft and check through the night to get to TA4, the start of the Whitewater rafting. While dealing with lack of food and sleep, athletes prepare themselves for 10 miles of dangerous Class 5 rapids.
A lot of frisky whitewater down there, a lot of sharp rocks, cold water. There's like 3 different canyons. They get progressively harder as we go along, and the third canyon has the biggest whitewater in Alaska.
It's pretty intense. I was a raft guide for 8 years and I'm scared shitless.
It was cold. Oh my. as we just swam through half a kilometer of glacial water.
This was the part of the race that I was most nervous about, and it's been the best.
Yeah. Well, yeah, then we're alive.
Now that we're alive.
Another near-death experience.
But awesome.
We're racking them up on this trip.
That was the biggest stuff I've ever rafted. No one went out, so it's a good thing. We didn't have to go swimming too much.
Class 5 whitewater rafting. Both boats came through unscathed. A lot of fun. Big pushy water.
When you're in this type of terrain, things go bad really fast. I've done some pretty intense races, but usually there's an intense leg, and then the next leg is a little bit easier and an easier leg. No. Intense, followed by intense, followed by intense.
After finishing the whitewater rafting, teams continue the race with 80 miles of mountain biking. As Technu builds their bikes, they get a surprise from an unwelcome visitor.
Holy shit, there's a mouse in here. He ate half my food. Oh, he fucking ate my food.
That's my food too.
That little son of a bitch. I opened up my bike box and a mouse jumped out at me.
This is the driest.
And then I realized he had started eating all my bike food. I'm pretty hungry. I'm not that happy with that mouse right now, but he escaped. Lucky for him.
We're really looking forward to seeing our bikes. Haven't been on our bikes in 3 or 4 days. It's gonna feel weird. It almost feels like you're relearning how to ride a bike. Just because your body has been in one position for so long.
Mandatory gear for the 80-mile Resurrection Trail includes a mountain bike, tools for assembling it, as well as a headlamp and a helmet for safety.
We barely made the rafting, and we were not really excited about it because we'd been wet and cold for a good part of our lives, it seemed, on this course. We were all scared going into it. Like, we almost, even though Chelsea's a former raft guide, and we were just like, I don't know if we want to do this. This is dangerous. We haven't slept for who knows how long. Yeah, it took us through some of the most amazing whitewater I've ever been. So now it's about, you know, survival and having fun.
We're gonna go ride hard, have a good time. That's the plan. See how good we can feel, see what we can do, and have fun.
As yoga slackers continue to push themselves, other teams are building their bikes as well as nursing injuries.
We're gonna get some rest. She has a banged up knee from when our boat tipped over, so it's pretty swollen, and the up and down on the mountain did not help that any.
The swelling starts to grow, and it's just like keeps growing. So this is bigger than it was this morning, bigger than yesterday, but there's something in there that is making noise. So I'll get like another memento of this race.
We're kind of on fire right now. We've had really highs and really lows. We're in a high right now. We're kind of excited. We've been cold and wet for 5 days. We're done being cold and wet. We want to do something different.
My teammate here has the gift of talkativeness. So when we get into those situations, it is between me and her, it's just talk. And I'll tell you, it's loud talk. And we'll come across another team and they're like, oh, there's a bear down there, we're really scared. And I'm like, what bears? We haven't seen a thing. You know, you have a little humor while you're out there. We're in day 5, and what are you gonna do about it?
Overall, we've had a really good race. Very little in the way of carnage. We've just gotten ourselves really depleted a few times in terms of nutrition, so I think starting to feel that. You know, if there's one thing that I have figured out on each of these legs is not to have expectations. Because every single one of them has been either less straightforward or longer or whatever than we went in expecting.
We got 2 days left, and I want to do the bike because I'm a biker, and we get to go paddle the lake. Those are our 2 bucket list check off things, and we're happy.
Early into the bike leg, teams are surprised to find CP25 to be a restaurant in the town of Hope, Alaska.
It was marked on the map. Kind of a destination for us. Gotta go to Hope.
Teams have the chance to get their first hot meal in days, along with some much-needed rest.
It's my teammates. They're pretty tired. Yeah, we're gonna wake them up in a couple of minutes. Just gonna finish our coffee.
Already past the City of Hope, Dan's knee injury has yoga slackers worried this leg of the race could be their last.
Right now we're looking at about an 80-mile bike with a lot of elevation gain and collectively only 7 working legs. Dan's injury to his feet and his knee especially became really, really debilitating. So I don't know how long, anybody can maintain a one-legged bike before he's gonna blow out his other knee. We're just trying to hold on to our second place and get our team to the finish line.
As yoga slackers push on, Orion is having a different experience on Resurrection Trail.
We've been biking over Resurrection Trail, Resurrection Pass. Just having a blast on the bike.
It's about 40 miles long, a little rocky,
Yeah, a little
up and
rocky.
down, but it's really wonderful. It's Alaska's probably premier mountain bike. And you can see what the single track is like here. We're next to Jewel Lake.
It's beautiful.
As traces of nuts push through the bike leg, they start to feel the effects of sleep deprivation.
9 in the morning.
Yeah.
A little bit sleepy. We're about 4k from the summit, and then we should get a gnarly downhill.
Why do you think you're so sleepy?
I think it's a case of lack of sleep. How many hours sleep have we had in?
I'm trying to think. In our day 2, then we had the toilet, which was probably 3 hours, so that's 4 hours. Then didn't we get another 2 hours somewhere? Oh, then at the car park, I reckon everyone got 2 hours there. And then an hour last night. So, I don't know what that math is. 6, about 9, probably had 9 hours sleep over 4 days.
I'm still trying to work out the math to see if that was right. That was how many? Where did you get 9 from?
Well, an hour last night.
7.
Oh, I don't know.
Technu is the first team to arrive at Devil's Pass, the midway point of the bike leg.
You want anything back there?
No, I'm good. I just like a knee replacement right now.
Fighting through knee pain, they must climb to the highest point of the pass and take their picture at CP27.
Over the last couple of days, just think a lot of side hilling, whatever, just tweak the knee, and Garrett's kind of feeling the same way. Today's bushwhack up and a big downhill to get back to the bike just killed it. I've never had knee pain like this. It's just this sheer, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like someone stabbing me, kind of, and then all of a sudden this like stab and twist, get through it. But downhilling is just pretty painful, so, and just moving.
Sometimes, when you race, you like have everything set in your mind, like, okay, we're gonna hit this, and be done, finish line in sight. But with this race, it's almost like unlimited course. So it's kind of like, this is what we're doing, and we're gonna do it until the race director tells us to stop.
Halfway through the bike leg, yoga slackers are forced to stop on the side of the road to make a temporary brace for Dan's leg, with the hope that it will relieve some of his pain.
All right, we just want to make it enough for the pedal step.
With the brace as a temporary relief for Dan's leg, yoga slackers continue on the course, hoping to keep their ranking intact. teams stop at TA5 to rest and refuel after the legendary Resurrection Trail.
That trail has been on my bucket list for 20 years, and I finally got to ride it.
We biked all night, and it was a beautiful blood red moon. It was unbelievable. We're exhausted. We haven't got to sleep much.
Strategy is to stay awake. Been done before that you double kayak, one person sleeps, the other paddles, take turns. We'll try to avoid that.
I woke up in the morning, I couldn't see out of my left eye barely at all. And it was like really droopy and like heavy. And I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on with my eye. And I look over at these guys and they just started laughing at me.
The pain has gone down significantly. I can now like walk with a normal gait. It hurts, but I can actually physically cause my body to do it.
In the freezing waters of Kenai Lake, teams have to wear multiple layers of gear to stay safe and warm.
Undershirt, base layer, dry suit, spray skirt, PFD.
Left, right, put it in the center.
Spot. Bib.
A little more now.
And then I have to pee.
Same thing you've been doing?
No, just kidding. It's the little kid who puts on his snowsuit and gotta pee.
On Kenai Lake, teams must reach 2 separate checkpoints miles apart. Racers will paddle for 6 to 10 hours in total.
We're leading the pack right now. We got a couple teams behind us. We're just trying to close it out as fast as possible. Rob's been doing an awesome job with nav and bushwhacking and climbing all over the place. And I think everyone's really committed to this race. And we're gonna be heading out to do our last pack rafting segment right now. So last chance to get cold and wet. 7 days in now, so hopefully finish it out strong.
After a perilous pack raft, teams are arriving wet, cold, and shaken from the intensity of the rapids.
I was pretty gnarly. It was cold, rocky. I think the rapid predictions are a little bit underestimated. We went in the drink at the fourth rapids out of 5, and I'm always leery going into rapids anyway. But when they're that big and your whole team goes out with you, it's kind of perilous.
The rapids are stronger than expected, and teams face a dangerous route downriver. After receiving a call about an empty raft on Resurrection River, the race director finds Sorb taking shelter in an RV.
No, we're just glad we have all 4.
They told us it was going to be class 1, so we were expecting for some easy ride down the river, just float on down.
Had a little bit of a mishap. We hit a couple rapids that were deceiving, and
you know, the river's going to do what it does with you when you fall in it, so you just got to point your feet downstream and hope for the best. And my raft went about 500 meters downstream, so I floated about half that distance, and my teammate, when he flipped, he was able to float and secure both of our rafts and all of our gear. Everyone in the team at that point had been in the water for about 3 to 5 minutes,
That was the longest I've ever floated, and it was, I don't know, minute-wise, it just seemed like forever. I love adventure, but that was like right there on the edge.
This race definitely pushed the limits of anything I would have ever expected out of any organized event. The expedition aspect is that we traveled areas that nobody else has ever been, and that's what makes it unsafe, that's what makes it unknown, and that's what makes it appealing. And in this style race, finishing as a team is truly winning.
Even after a heart-stopping experience in the rapids, Sorb decides to push on.
It's time for our last section here. We're gonna knock out the last part of the float and then go to the TA. And yeah, last day, 4th of July. This could be ugly.
Not long after getting back in the rafts, Amanda is having difficulty moving down the river.
Get her in that boat, let's go!
Ron, I'm too heavy in the boat. My knees are smacking every rock all the way down.
We've gone up and over all kinds of mountains, we've been in all kinds of water. Let's go.
So the problem getting back in is that we have 2 packs and 2 people in a boat that's meant for 1 person and 1 pack. And so the only way to get in the boat is for me to like put my knees up under it, and so every rock and everything under it is just slamming into my knees.
After 6 days, racers are dealing with stress and fatigue close to the finish line.
I don't want to get back in the boat. Every time we do, my knees are messed up, my tailbone is messed up. Like, I'll just run.
You can make that. I mean, you guys made that class 3+ one up there. That's an easy inside turn. There's nothing overhanging like at the Billings Creek. And you got a paddle.
You have a paddle in your hand and you control your fate. I'm the one who's like just eating rocks and rapids. And...
One else cover we're home free.
But look at all these trees and rocks. And...
Trust me.
No, it's not safe. It's really not safe.
Pulling from their military background, the team formulates a plan that everyone is comfortable with and pushes themselves beyond their limits. While Sorb finishes the last pack rafting leg, other teams are pushing through the final bike leg to reach the last checkpoint of Expedition Alaska.
Maybe the last K&a-half we've been crossing rivers, and it's been rock and slow travel. But we're getting there.
It's been a long week and good to get some dry clothes on and pizza in my hand. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
I'm going to take a shower, eat some food, take a nap,
drink beer,
and then repeat that a few times.
So Greg, how was the Lost Lake Trail?
Beyond wonderful. Man.
This makes it all worth it. This is an amazing place. We have about 9 hours to finish playing out here in the Alaska wilderness.
After 7 days out on the move, we finally got our sights on Seward, Alaska. Awesome. This looks like it's going to be a super fun descent.
Located at mile 0 of the historic Iditarod Trail in Seward, Alaska, CP42 is the final destination. All teams must reach this point by 10 a.m. on day 7 of the race before one final challenge.
I knew that we'd be coming down here to finish. It's kind of an overwhelming feeling, kind of a like, oh my goodness, I can't believe we were doing this for 7 days and it's finally coming to an end.
Close to CP42, Abby from Goals is excited for who might be there waiting to see her.
My daughter and my parents and my sister flew in on Wednesday, and our plan was to meet in Seward at the finish. But I was hoping that we'd see them on the course. I didn't realize how upset I would be that they didn't come out on the course until yesterday, when I was hoping to see them in TA, and they weren't there, and I just lost it and started bawling. I hear a rumor that our 14-month-old is waiting on the corner with my parents.
So 7 days of racing and I'm running. Tells you something. We haven't seen her in like 2 weeks. Hello, Munchkin.
Days.
Wow.
Is that a camera?
Oh. What's up?
Wanna
go biking with us?
Do you remember your day?
Go biking with us?
Yes, she says, now I recognize you.
She's like, Mom, you need to get to the finish line.
At the final checkpoint, teams are rolling in, relieved that they're close to the finish line.
Just feeling super good to finally be here. A couple days ago, we were just like, we actually questioned it.
Once they've arrived, they're given a 3-hour rest before competing in one final challenge. All 20 teams must climb up and descend Mount Marathon to conclude the race. Athletes will draw from the last of their energy to scale more than 3,000 feet to the top of Mount Marathon, then race to the base and finally cross the finish line.
Oh, Mary, we covered all that terrain.
The view from the top of there was the best of the whole course. Going on Mount Marathon to end the race was the exclamation point on the adventure that was incredible. Turning around at the top of the mountain and looking out at Alaska, like surrounding you 360 degrees, you're like, this is why I came here to race and suffer and beat myself up for days.
Having reached the summit of Mount Marathon, teams must now descend 3,000 feet and sprint the final mile to the finish line.
Missed it. Too fast for you.
Yeah, where did we come out?
Congratulations! Finishing Expedition Alaska!
Technu is the first team to cross the finish line and are the winners of Expedition Alaska. They are the only team that completed the entire course.
It's a pleasure to be out here and to have a course that actually took us to wilderness and just kind of left us out there and said, go see what you guys can find.
Despite battling multiple injuries, Yoga Slackers finished in second place. Team Rogue from Australia is the third team to cross the finish line.
Every race has a unique flavour, and this race certainly had its own unique flavour.
Despite brutal terrain and unexpected obstacles, Sorb finishes in fourth place.
We're very passionate about adventure racing. We're very passionate about being Americans and what we do for our country. This is a great opportunity to come out here and show the world what we have and what we can bring.
Adventure racing at its core is a group of people coming together to become better than the sum of the individual parts. And I think this race, in some ways more than any that I've done, really exhibited that.
What makes adventure racing so unique and special is the community of people. It's competitive, but at the same time, it's just a great community of people. The legs can be arduous and difficult, but the sense of achievement is so rewarding.
Coming in this race, I had no idea what to expect. Not one clue. So I just kind of went with it.
And he did outstanding.
He probably did better than we did.
Because he never missed a beat. Every challenge that we laid in front of him, everything that we asked him to do, he did. I got to witness a 14-year-old boy become a man.
The hardest part about adventure racing, and especially a race like this, is there is no way to describe it to other people that they can even remotely comprehend what it's like. Every leg of this race had its own unique challenges. You can't describe that to people. They can't understand that until they've been there.
Expedition Alaska was more so a race against the wilderness rather than a race against your competitors.
We held on to the lead in the very beginning and just kind of kept on growing that lead throughout the race. It was definitely a mental challenge to get through being just cold, wet for 7 days straight. One of the hardest for sure.
It's rugged and mean and completely unforgiving and spectacular.
They got to walk across one of the largest contiguous glaciers in the U.S. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot more epic than that.
I fell through the snow bridge. I just scream again to my team, say, guys, you gotta hold me up, you know, this is like really bad. If I fell here, like I'm gonna die, you know, please don't let me go. When they were pulling me up, the first thing that came to my mind, okay, I'm safe, I'm alive, I'm glad to be alive, but I won't be able to finish this race.
Things just aren't perfect when you do this, and stuff happens all the time.
The challenge is how you deal with those types of situations.
I had a lot of really, really dark times in the race. It's your team's job to keep your spirit up and keep your motivation going.
You got it, Dan.
The main reason why I'm into adventure racing is that teamwork is so important to me.
Even when I would feel a little bit down, I would just stop and look around me. And every sight you could see, like all around you, these amazing views, and that would just like lift my spirits.
For me, this was the first time I've competed in a race where I hadn't had as much training as I would have liked to have had. And my teammates did a really good job of kind of pushing me through that and pulling me through that.
Building that confidence in your team and having the confidence in your team to get to the finish line is the number one goal.
Expedition Alaska stacks up there as the toughest expedition race out there right now.
Myself and our crew are very proud of what we've accomplished here. This was a long time in the making, a lot of dreaming and planning that went into this.
Hats off to these athletes. Just being out here, it's an impressive accomplishment. In the end, I think it's going to be a memory for these racers that they'll never forget.
Expedition Alaska was the stuff of legends. There are going to be stories told about this for years to come.
Although only one team completed the inaugural course of Expedition Alaska, all teams raced for 7 straight days through the unpredictable terrain of Alaska. Expedition Alaska proves that endurance and determination go hand in hand to achieve the adventure of a lifetime. The camaraderie and thrill of exploring untouched wilderness is what brought racers from across the globe to Expedition Alaska and will keep them coming back to continue the legacy.